The last week of September. You know it's the last week of September because you're starting to see these everywhere you go. Pumpkins are everywhere, and our resident health expert, Sheree Clark, is here from Fork in the Road, and she says of the pumpkin, there's an underrated part of the pumpkin that's more than known as just a snack, because of course you see pumpkin seeds in the store, Sheree, but they're white. They're coated with salt, and not necessarily the greatest thing in the world for you.
No, they're not. So there's other things you can do with pumpkin seeds.
Besides just eat them like coated with salt.
Exactly. Yep. And I'm here to tell you about that. So let's start with the snack concept, because one of the things, the objection that I have to the ones in the store are, you're exactly right. They're fried oftentimes in like an inexpensive oil. You don't have to do any of that. I've made you two little snack mixes, one sweet and one savory. So the savory one has a salty flavor to it. The salty version is the one that's got the almonds in it. And so the almond one has almonds, pumpkin seeds, and some flavorings. That's it. So give that one a taste.
Oh, so you did nothing to the pumpkin seeds?
I did what?
You have done nothing. You've not put them in the dehydrator.
I put them in the dehydrator. So it's dehydrated with a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
They're really good.
And they're really good. And
Now is it garlic?
Garlic powder.
Powder.
Yes.
Again.
Yep. So the kind you buy in the store.
Right.
I have added no salt, no table salt.
There's no salt in there?
The salt comes from the soy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So soy has a salty flavor or presence to it. So you don't need to add table salt. So that's a really,
That's good.
isn't that beautiful?
For someone who loves salt like you, that
I
seems
do.
perfect.
This is delicious. I love
Okay,
it.
so then, but the counter of that is, because sometimes I want a sweet snack and I want something
That's
healthy.
more
So
me.
the counter of that would be the one with the pecans.
Okay.
Is pecans. I've also added some raisins, and it's a little bit. That one will feel a little bit stickier when you pick it up.
It's kind of like what they call that,
Like a
fiddle faddle.
granola.
Yes,
sticking
exactly.
together, yeah.
Clumps of it stick together, and that's because I sweetened it with maple syrup, which never really completely goes away. It'll dehydrate, but it'll get a little bit sticky. The raisins are in there, and a tiny bit of cinnamon.
I can taste that.
It tastes like fall.
Yes, exactly. So
It tastes like
tastes
fall.
It does, because of the cinnamon. I'm with you.
It does.
We're on the same page. Yeah.
That's really good.
Like
That's very
a
good.
Chinese 5-spice and ginger and cinnamon and cloves. All those are fall flavors. You're exactly right. So two contrasting ways of treating a snack. Now let's take a look at what's in the glass.
See, I didn't know you can milk a pumpkin.
You can milk a pumpkin. You take the seeds, and just like I make when I make
It's from the
almond milk.
seeds?
Yes. So
That's fantastic.
isn't that lovely? I puree the pumpkin seeds and run them through a nut milk bag just to strain out the pulp. I could have left it in there, but it gives it a little bit of a grainy taste in your mouth, and I like it to be a little smoother. And then I just simply added vanilla, and I sweetened that once again with just a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of stevia. Now, I used maple because I think maple and pumpkin seeds.
I'm almost afraid to try this, but I'm going to.
Oh, just
It's
melt
what you
it
think.
back.
Just try it.
It's very good.
You've drank worse things, I'm sure
If
of
you
it.
wanted to have, because I feel like it doesn't taste, it tastes very of the seeds, not so much pumpkin. If you wanted it to be more pumpkin, could you put some of
You know what
pumpkin
I
in
would
it?
do with it? If you wanted it to taste like pumpkin or pumpkin pie, use a pumpkin pie spice, the powder that you use when you're
Right.
creating a pumpkin, and it will give you, when we have, pumpkin spice lattes.
Right. Love it.
Okay, those are made with pumpkin pie spice. There's no pumpkin in there. So that's where you would...
it tastes more, the vanilla stands out in this more than anything else.
Yep.
Commercial soy milk, like vanilla.
Exactly. Thank you.
Is there any health benefit to making it with pumpkin seeds as opposed to almonds or something like that?
The different seeds and nuts have different profiles. The big thing about pumpkin seeds, a good thing to know, and particularly for men, is it's very high in zinc, and zinc is a supportive nutrient for prostate. So that would be something a lot of times with men with men with a high incidence of prostate cancer or issues in their family are often told to supplement with zinc, and a good source of food sourced zinc would be pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
And
Didn't know that.
they're a nice snack. It's great milk, and so yeah.
Maybe
and also,
avoid that uncomfortable encounter with your doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
And it's good for your complexion, too.
All of those things.
Yep.
Okay, so the last thing is I brought an entree. So you can tell that I have embedded in an avocado a pate, and the pate is primarily based with pumpkin seeds. So while you're tasting that, I'll
This is
tell you.
one of the favorite things of yours that you.
I love
this.
to make pates, and here's the wonderful thing: you can make them out of every nut and seed there is.
Are we supposed to
Yep.
scoop in
Get a little bit of everything in your
avocado?
spoon.
That's great.
And so you can change up the flavors any way you want. I used sun-dried tomatoes, and oftentimes I'll buy them in the jar packed in oil, but I didn't have any. So I went down to my pantry, and I had sun-dried my own tomatoes from my garden last summer, and I just rehydrated those. So these are last summer's tomatoes.
Oh, so old stuff.
Old
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
It's old stuff. I was at or go to the store last night, and I wasn't going to do that.
Now, the big chunks that are in there, is that pumpkin
Those
seed
are pumpkin
chunks?
seeds,
Really?
yes.
Can you see those
So
big
good.
chunks in there?
Yep.
You could
Now,
sell this
I
in
can
bakery.
definitely pronounce a lot of garlic.
Yes, there's quite a bit of garlic, and actually I used fresh garlic in that. Garlic powder in the nut mix, fresh garlic in the pate.
This is really good.
All really good.
Folks, this
yeah.
is really, really good. So you can sell this. Jackie could use her app,
And it could
you
be-
can bring
I
it over
know.
to her.
On the,
You could sell
donut
this.
truck, right? Exactly.
I so wish there was a way that we could,
I'd work on
for
Sheree's donut
donuts.
truck.
You can
This
do it
is
with donuts,
really
you can do it
good.
with coffee. Why can't we do it with healthy food? When you just
Exactly.
click and have it delivered.
Remember,
But how long did it take to make this?
Oh, minutes. You just throw the things in the food processor and push the button on, which I probably shouldn't tell. I should probably act like I slaved. But the truth of the matter is I want people to eat healthy, so I want them to know how easy this is. The thing that took the longest, I soaked the pumpkin seeds. No, actually, I take that back. I did not soak the pumpkin seeds for this. I soaked the pumpkin seeds for that. Those I use the pumpkin seeds dry in. You could soak them if you wanted it to be have a more creamy texture.
Okay.
But that's the thing that usually
No,
takes
this is
the
good
longest.
the way it is, yeah.
It takes no time at all. And you could also, if I didn't want to put it in avocado, I could put it in mushroom caps or celery stalks. I could hollow out
yeah.
a cucumber. It could be in any number of things.
No, the avocado is the perfect complement to that.
Yeah, because
really
you know
is.
what? It's nice. There's the chunky texture and then the smooth texture, and they go beautifully together.
is
So
all
there you go.
Great
Lots
idea
of
for a
zinc
party,
today.
for home, for making a healthier choice.
There you
so
go. And
tasty.
if people want some more information on how they could create this, or maybe anything in general when it comes to creating some healthy alternatives,
They would want to contact me by visiting my website, www.fork-road.com, or they could contact me via email at info@fork-road.com.
it is
What
really
you all
good.
need to understand is that when the segment ends, Sheree grabs all this stuff.
Yeah, so
and
we're
leaves.
gonna keep
we
the
stuff
segment
our
rolling
faces
until we
like
finish
hogs.
As fast
all this.
as possible.
Now what about this? Okay, these are all the different alternatives. I know we're going over time. That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't care.
What if you do want to make pumpkin seeds, plain old pumpkin seeds,
Yeah.
where you dry them, you put them in, I know you won't do it, but put them in the oven
Sure.
and cook them down a little bit. What do you need to do?
You would just, you would take them out of the pumpkin. If you're going to do them, like,
Because a lot of people getting ready for Halloween are going to gut them.
I love pumpkin
Take
seeds.
all of the matter off of the seeds. That's important because otherwise it will
stringy
burn.
stuff,
The
yeah.
stringy stuff. Get them good and clean. You could add. I would add a sea salt, unrefined salt. I wouldn't use table salt on those. Put them in the oven. A little bit of oil to keep them from sticking would be a
okay.
possibility.
Good idea.
I would dehydrate them. Then you don't have to use oil whatsoever. The other thing is these are store-bought pumpkin seeds. You buy them in the bulk department. Any of the bigger
bins, the canisters, yeah.
And that would be a nice place to
Now,
get
do you
them.
want the pepitas or do you want the pumpkin seeds? Are those two different things?
You get raw pumpkin seeds.
Raw pumpkin
Yep,
seeds,
and there's
okay.
usually a variety of them. Now remember this too. When you get them home, store them in the refrigerator. All nuts and seeds go in the refrigerator because they're high in oils, and we want
Okay.
them to stay fresh and good, and that's the way to keep them
All
that
right,
way.
well, good. I think we're going to end up doing that here in the next week or so. Wonderful. Great job.
Look at that, you got your plate.
There's lunch.
Jason's already done with his.